Hey there and welcome to my channel. So today I am finally getting to, this was something that I picked up during the Sephora sale and it didn't make it on my Sephora sale video because I went back and ordered a couple more items before the sale ended and this was one of them. So this is Sephora's favorites and it is the LashStash. And yes, I did end up picking this up. This is the box that it came in. I actually really love this box because I could put other makeup in here. So I've been putting like liquid lipsticks and things like that in here to organize things. So I absolutely love this box. So you get 9 mascaras and some eyelashes there from Huda Beauty. And this is what it looks like here. We'll set this aside for now. And here are the 9 mascaras. I know. Where was I for a second? I don't know. It's kind of early for me. I don't usually film this early in the day. Woohoo! So here's the 9. Now you'll see one is missing because I have been using 2, and I'm going to be reviewing Sephora's brand here soon. But I'm not necessarily starting this way. I went from probably the cheapest brand to one of the more expensive ones, and that is the Christian Dior. Yes. So this is what the LashStash looks like. This is my first review of the stash. So I wanted to give you an idea so you could see if it was worth it or not for you. You get the 2 full size, and this one's actually pretty big. I mean, nobody's going to complain about that. That's a really good size. And these are all nice size. I mean, I've had free samples before of mascara, and they are usually not this big. They're usually the size of the Sephora. I apologize, it's in the other room somewhere. But these are actually really nice, and I think this is going to last me for the full year. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I really don't have a mascara brand that I'm really married to at this point, and so I'm on the lookout, and so I felt like this would be a really good collection for me. If you've used a lot of these and like them, this may work for you. But if you're somebody on the search for the one that just is the one that you go to, then this may be a really good set for you. It still at this time is available on Sephora. It was $48, which is not bad because these 2 alone match the price, and then you're getting eyelashes and then these guys on top of it. So honestly, this is a really good price, especially because I got it during the Sephora sale. So I got 20% off. So this was kind of a no-brainer for me. Now, if you have a lot of mascara or you found the one that works for you, this may not be worth it. But for those of you who are still looking and are a little adventurous, such as myself, you're gonna love this. So I'm really excited about it. So this is the Diorshow. Now this is one of the smallest, just so you can see it, of the collection here. It does run a little bit more expensive. It is $28.50, yes. And you know, it's on the smaller side, but no big deal. I was really excited to try this, so I went for the Sephora brand and the Dior brand and kind of went to the extremes as far as price goes. So this is the wand. I'm not wearing anything right now because I wanted to show how it works, but this is the wand. So you can see this is pretty big. Yeah, it's pretty extreme. What I do want to point out before I put this on, which may be a deal breaker for some, is that you'll notice the mascara collects at the tip, right there. Yes, so you're going to have to pull that off because you're going to have a mess on the inside corners of your eyes if you don't remove it, and it happens almost every single time. It just collects right there at the edge, so you just pull it off and you are good to go. Well, not pull it off, but lightly remove it on the inside of the rim and you're good to go. So normally I wear a primer on my eyelashes because I feel it really helps me. I don't lose as many lashes, but because I don't really want to mess with this formula and I want you to see how it looks on its own, I'm just going to put this on without it. I know it's a rare thing for me. So what I'm going to do, this is what my eyelashes look like normally. And here it is with Diorshow. Okay, so I don't know if you can see a huge difference. This eye has nothing, this eye has the Diorshow. So you can see a little bit of a difference. You know, it isn't like huge curling mascara, but I'm going to be honest with you. I have really thick, long eyelashes. So for me, nothing curls them. Nothing curls them. They just lay flat unless I actually use one of these guys. because that's the only way I can get it to work. It's just, yeah. So what could be curling or making things longer for you may not work for me, because my eyelashes are really freaking long and really thick, and it sounds like a really good combination, and in some ways it is, but in other ways it's not. Yeah, because, you know, they just lay flat. So I'm going to go ahead and add another coat, and then I'm going to put on the lower lashes just so you can see what it looks like there. So that's what it looks like again with the lower line, lash line, and the upper. Now I'm going to add it to the other side, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. So there it is. Really nice. I really like it. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to curl these up. I know, I think we all do things that we're not supposed to when it comes to our routines. And because my eyelashes are thick and I do use the primer, I do curl my eyelashes after I've used mascara, which I know is a big faux pas, but it works for me, especially with my type of eyelashes. I've been doing this for years. They're all still in there, and it especially helps, like I said, when you use the primer to keep them protected, and you have to make sure that your eyelashes are completely dry, and then you do it. I swear I've been doing it for years. I do not recommend it for you. Just see what works for you. This is what works for me, and I know many people are going to be going, what? Okay, so this is the final look with the mascara. Yes, so this is the Diorshow. So this is the second mascara I have used, but this is the first that I am reviewing. The next one will be the Sephora, but I really like it. Now there are some pros and there are some cons, starting first with the price point at $28.50, but we'll get back to that. But I just wanted to bring that up because that's kind of expensive for a mascara. It's not kind of, it is, but and it would be a full one. This is more of a deluxe sample size. But what I love about this mascara, the way I prep my eyes is after I put the mascara on, I will usually put on some highlighter and things onto my face just to give it time to dry, because I find most formulas that I've been using stay wet for a while. So then I have to go in and I take like a napkin and then I wipe my eyelashes down to get the excess off before I curl them so that I can leave. And it will leave, like when I use the paper, and I won't use toilet paper because it'll leave stuff, but like a napkin, when I wipe it, it will leave like black residue on there and sometimes little clumps. And then it just makes it easier to curl them for me. This is the way I do it. That doesn't happen with this. What I found with this is it dries almost immediately. So I would put it on and I did the test, and there was absolutely no residue, and so I love that because it just makes it easier to get out the door. I can just curl it immediately, boom, afterwards, and I am out. Again, you most likely wouldn't do that, but if you don't want to mess up your makeup or get it around your eyes, this really just dries quickly, which I love. You know, I was so happy. I've actually never had too many mascaras that do that, so I was really pleased with it. The other thing is because of the way the brush is, it picks the clumps out. So when you put it on, it's like, because it's so thick and has so many levels in it, it pulls the clumps off of it, which I absolutely adore. So you can see there's hardly any clumping, and the way the brush is also keeps everything separated, so I didn't have to come in with the separate separator to get my eyelashes apart, which I have. These are completely untouched in that respect, which I absolutely love, because I just really don't like doing that. I've actually poked myself in the eyes a few times. I'm not really like a morning person, so after I get up, I'm like kind of a zombie until like an hour. So I've hit my eyes a few times, and I hate doing the separating thing. You don't need to with this, so I absolutely love it. Now some of the cons. Some of the cons are, again, the applicator. Now this thing is huge. It is really big. I mean, it is bigger than the eye. So that may be, if you have smaller eyes, may be a problem because you're going to poke yourself. Because the mascara tends to collect right here at the tip, you have to be careful not to hit the inside of your eyes. So it can be messy. I kind of knew that going into it, so I kept it away. But if you want to hit the inner lashes, you have to be really careful not to hit this side of the eye, because this thing is really long and it collects the mascara on the end. So you just have to make sure you wipe it off. But even if you wipe it off, this thing is huge. That's a really huge brush. great if you have wide eyes or really large eyes, not so much if you have smaller eyes. You know, mine are, I guess, in between. I don't know. Yeah, they're fine, but this was still too big for my eyes, and so I had to be really careful going into it. Also, it has a slight perfumey scent to it. Now, you don't smell it when you're putting it or after it's on, but when you're putting it on, I noticed it. Like the second time I was using it, I'm like, this has perfume in it. So it does have a very slight perfume smell to it. So if you have sensitive eyes, you know, for scents, you may want to check the ingredients to make sure that this works for you. It did for me. I had no problems. It had no irritation. I loved it. But for those who are a little bit sensitive to fragrances, you may want to look at the ingredients to make sure that it's not going to hurt your eyes a little bit. No clumping. No, it didn't give me raccoon eyes during the day. It lasted really well. It just, there was no fallout. Sorry, they're doing construction. This is the one day I can film this week, and they're doing construction. Yay! So, bear with me. But it didn't leave any residue around my eyes. It didn't flake during the day. It stayed in place. What I will say is if you're looking for a bold kind of look or dramatic look, like something with like Too Faced Better Than Sex, this isn't what this is for. You know, it's very nice. It's very beautiful. It separates the lashes gorgeously, but looking at it, it isn't necessarily for a dramatic look. You know, for me, I do feel like it lengthens it. It looks really nice, but it isn't dramatic. It's not going to add thickness to it. It's not a curling mascara. That's not the purpose of it, so you're going to need a little help with that. What I like about this is it's more of a natural look, and I really like that, especially for day-to-day life. This works really well for me because it's extremely natural, which is what I was looking for. It may not be what you're looking for, so if you're looking for more of a nighttime dramatic look, this may not be for you, but if you're looking for an everyday natural kind of look, I think this is it. You could build it up to be a little bit more dramatic, but even still, I don't think this is ever going to be dramatic. I don't think that's the purpose of this. I think it's more of a natural day-to-day look, and I absolutely love it. It goes for that kind of enhancing your natural eyelashes, and so it's this beautiful kind of willowy effect, just long, separated, very natural looking, which I love. So I really don't have a complaint with this except for the wand. I do find that the wand is very cumbersome because of the length and because of the size. It's not going to fit most eyes. I had to be really careful going into the corners and actually underneath the lash line below because I kept hitting my face because this thing is really long. It's a love-hate thing because it really is great at separating the eyelashes and removing the clumps, but on the other hand, it does collect at the end and it can be messy if you are not careful. So that's the one thing I didn't like about this. But I really didn't want to love this because it's $28.50, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think mascara is kind of mascara in a lot of ways. Yes, some clump more, some leave raccoon eyes, some do flake. I'm not going to argue that is for sure. But $28.50 for a product that you're going to use 2 to 3 months is pretty steep. I mean, I guess you could break it down. Here in New York City, it'd be about $30 with tax, a little bit more. I apologize. Actually, they should apologize. I'm just sitting here filming. They're just doing their job. So yeah, if you break it down and you use this for, you know, 3 months like you're supposed to with mascara, you know, that's $10 a month. I guess that's not too bad, but for me, that just seems like quite the investment. I'm not really big into spending that much money on mascara. Other people may. I tend to keep it more like 15 and under or 10 and under. So I'm a little bit cheap with the mascara because mascara is kind of mascara. Even though it's not, because I do realize that some last longer, some flake, some clump. Part of it, I think the main thing is the brush. And this brush, like I said, is really great, but it also has its flaws. But honestly, this is one of the best mascaras that I've used in a long time, and I don't want to admit it. I just don't. I love Dior's other stuff. I don't really use Dior's makeup. I do use a few of his perfumes, and I absolutely adore them. But this is really my first makeup jump with Dior because it is a little bit more expensive than I like to spend, but I got it in this case and I'm really excited by it. You know, I really am, and I think all in all this is a really good mascara, so I'm actually going to give it a thumbs up. I am. For you who are okay spending around $30 on mascara, I think you'll really like this. Unless the wand is just too intimidating, then there's so many mascaras out there. Find what you like. So that is my review today on Sephora's LashStash. So I'm really excited. I'll be using the Sephora one next, doing a review on that. I've already used it, and then I will be picking one of these other lovelies to be using and let you know how that goes. So this is going to be kind of a year-long project, because I'm not going to just open them and use them, because once you open them, you put air in them, and then you can't use them, and I want to make this last year-round. So this is probably going to be like a year-long project, and I'm excited by that. So which one will I pick after the Sephora? We shall see. Let me know if you picked this up. Let me know what you think. Which ones have been your favorite? I'll be putting a list probably here and in the description box. And until next time, have a fabulous day. Bye.